Are you ready to awaken, heal, and align with your highest self? I'm Heather Len, founder of Heart Alchemy Wellness, a spiritual life coach, certified Ayurvedic nutritionist, QHHT practitioner, and 300-hour YTT yoga instructor. I've dedicated my journey to guiding others through deep transformations through shadow work and energetic healing. Through Chakra Wave Tuning and trauma-informed sound therapy, I help you unlock your inner wisdom, balance your energy, and step into your true power. Whether through one-on-one sessions or through our immersive retreats, I'm here to support your path to wholeness. Join me on this journey of self-discovery and healing. It's time to reclaim your power, awaken your heart, and step into the life you were meant to live.
Grand Rising, my lovers. Coach Heather Len here with Daily Heart Alchemy. I hope y'all are feeling well and smelling well. Couple of quick announcements. In order to help support me and my channel grow, if you could, please like, subscribe, and share this wisdom with any friend that this may be helpful for. Also, Daily Heart Alchemy is having a huge summer promotion. You can buy 1, 5, or 10 sessions. The more you buy, the cheaper it is. If you want to book now, check out the link right here. Also, community events. Tomorrow, we are going to be at Ascending with Our Roots retreat. Yay, at Lake Hope. I'm so excited. This is a much needed reset for my system. There's been, let's just be honest, my life is always full. With the placements in my life, it's always full, vibrant, and there's things always moving, and I'm always going through the transmutation process. Yes, I have the 59th gene key twice in my pearl design. It's, yeah. So, definitely always a journey, but I would not, every lesson and every experience has led me here. So with that said, Ashe, we're going to take that. All right, more community events. Okay, so let me go down my list here. July 3rd, we're going to have the paddleboard fireworks downtown. If anyone wants to meet me and join me, I would love to have as many people there as I can to help support me. On July the 10th, we're having our, or July the 5th, we're having the Dayton Reiki share. Super excited about that. July 10th. What am I having the 10th? We're going to move on the 10th. The 19th, we are having Reiki level 1. Oh, on the 10th, it's the full moon yoga. I'm like, what is it? It's important. Yes, on the 10th is yoga. On the 19th is Reiki level 1. If you're interested in getting certified, this is your time. And then obviously I got the Veterans Retreat, the 12th and the 13th. Super excited for that. For all my veterans, definitely. If you're interested, sign up now. This is going to be an amazing retreat where you guys are going to get to experience a one-of-a-kind, very unique approach to holistic healing. Super excited about that. And then of course, frequency 1, baby, at the end of the month. I'm super excited about this one personally because Naka was my dude. Like in 2019 when my girlfriend turned me on to him, I was like, ooh, I like him. And I've always just really been fascinated with this music, and I'm super excited that he made a comeback. Didn't realize he went away for a while, but apparently, he's back, and I'm super supportive and excited about his journey. At the Big 4-0, You know, when the Pluto conjuncts your sun, or I think it conjuncts it opposite or opposites. When you're 40, you know, Pluto comes into town and like, all right, anything that's in and authentic, we're gonna come in and just clean that house. Right? Just like the South Node in Virgo has been like, clean that house of perfectionism and clean that house of people pleasing. Gotta love it.
Your outer world is the reflection of your inner world, and vice versa. It all begins with you. So join me, Sandy M., at Soul Awakening Podcast every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, where we'll merge embodiment with the universal laws and make them work for us. Join me live on YouTube at Soul Awakening with Sandra. Our first law is the law of one, or oneness. See you there.
All right, let's dive right in. Let's cleanse the energy space, because you know your girl can talk all day, every day. I did get off schedule a little bit to where I wasn't recording in the morning. I was, but then it became like a problem because I kind of got out of my flow, which is okay. We always have to find a new flow once your rhythm, once the beat changes, you add another beat. It's like, do, do, do. All right, let's take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Let's do that again, because the energy in the collective is just dull. There it goes. Come on, baby, sing for me. I want to sing that one name we see in love, light, peace, reassurance. We are all loved. We are very abundant. There is plenty to go around. There is no lack. Lack is only the mindset that we allow ourselves to focus on. That's why we've been learning it. What we focus on, we create. All right, so let's see what the energy is on this Friday. So the new moon in Cancer, how was it with Venus? And everyone's like, oh, the luckiest day of the year. Yeah, but there were other transits there that, depending on your natal chart, also made it very flavorful, depending on the other signs that you had in your chart. Mine was amazing. Like this week, I'm just gonna be real honest, my body is in rest and recovery mode. Like I realized the other day that from September, when I got back with Josh, until now, like I was so just like at a 10, like my body, and like now it's at a 0, and now I'm just trying to climb back to where I'm at a 5, into where I'm just like, but I'll tell you what, it's beautiful, the healing process. Just your body will send you through different layers. Like right now I'm in the rest phase. It's like, girl, you tired. I'm not physically, or I am just healing my nervous system. And when that happens, your nervous system is finally tired because you done ran it to death. You done ran it to a 10. All right, so our cards today is number 42, which is 6. And 6 is all about balance. Did I not just say I need to take it to a 5? I don't need to be at a 0. I don't need to be at a 10. I need to be at a 5, right? I need to be balanced in the middle. And it's difficult when you go through changes and, you know, a part of you wants to blame. And the other part's like, no, you have to take accountability, because you can't ever blame anyone, because we always have free will and we always have a choice. And today's card's about the words want to be written. And I have something that I've been putting off writing for a long time because I didn't have all the pieces. And I'm being guided that I need to write it now, because that, taking it from, you know, seeing it, integrating it, or healing it, integrating it, speaking about it, teaching about it to help others. So that is kind of where my life's purpose lies. It lies within my writing. And when I was a kid, I used to want to write novels and horror stories. Oh my gosh, I'm starting to get a download. So I would love to write horror stories, and damn, my imagination was damn good. I love some R.L. Stein books. Like, I loved it. Like, I don't know why. Like, I love like the murder mystery, the gush, the blood, the gore. And now I understand that it's because my body was trying to process some of the pain from past lives that I had experienced so that it could help others. I unknowingly was channeling and healing. Well, long story short, journey down the way, I do not do that anymore, or I stopped, and I'm being guided that I need to write again. So let's see what this says. It says, you might have been taught that creativity is something that you have to work hard to access, which I was. It says you got to work hard and make a lot of money, or that finding your life purpose is so difficult that you must search high and low for it. Yet you are within you and wants to come out every available opportunity. You don't have to struggle so much. It is more allowing space for it to manifest and let the energy flow. The real struggle is finding something. It is more about letting go of the idea you need to search for your path in the first place. You see, the process of activating your life path is a natural one, and it is, because I try to force it. Let's be real. I've had Uranus and Taurus raising hell. And that's where my Chiron's at. So it's like the Great Awakener is rubbing all up on my wound that's never going to heal, and it's constantly like, like sandpaper. Okay. The beautiful thing is, though, is it did lead me here, which is why I teach, every day that, an awakening soul goes through several layers of awakening. And right now I'm going through like my 4th or 5th one this lifetime. Shit, how many lives have I lived? A kid, I moved again, separate, middle school. Yeah, your girl's like lived 20 lives already. It says, as for yourself, that is the foundation from which your true path is to reveal itself. Because being yourself becomes easier when you give yourself permission to love, honor, and accept yourself in all circumstances, especially where the ones where you might be more tempted to reject and judge. I told you guys I wanted to judge, and I'm like, I can't judge because I'm looking at myself in the damn mirror. Right? This has nothing to do with them. And that is the hard part for me. Y'all, because I can forgive you guys. But putting the finger back in here is a different story, That's the one thing that I try to protect myself from, is my own ignorance and my own things that cause my own issues. Let's be real. We got to own up and then judge people. Right? The judging part has just been atrocious in my life. It says, give the sacred rebel within the opportunity to decide your values. irrespective whether they meet with general social acceptance. And mine don't, okay? They do, but they don't. Let's be real. Because most guys that you meet, they're like, I'm a divine being. And, if you're not a divine counterpart and you're not here to co-create, I'm learning to call in my tribe. But I also, being the healer, I attract everyone. So I'm learning this lesson of which fish to throw back. Which fish do I take home with me and cook for my supper and feed my family? So this oracle brings you a message that you are really, what you are dreaming or seeking to do, create, live, or manifest is actually very natural for you. This is why you want to do it. And I'm going through, I'm just going to be honest. I'm going through an identity crisis and an ego death. And we'll get into that in a minute. It says, if you have experienced controlling and manipulative forces as you were growing up, you would have found it hard to access your natural state at this time. You would have been too busy trying to adapt and get through the trials of childhood, which I was. When you finished navigating childhood and started to let go of who you were taught to be in order to become who you really are, you may have found your life past was not easily accessible. No, it was not. I had to work my ass off. That is simply because your true nature self was covered by layers of shame from early conditioning that you had to be other than you are in order to win, love, or be acceptable. And that has been a big part of the lesson. Giving and receiving love, what is natural, not giving to get. That's a big one. Giving to get, especially when you do it on a subconscious level. And that's where my overgiving was coming from. How the natural self hasn't gone anywhere. It is still there. It is just chipping away the walls of shame, perhaps with defiant, who the hell cares? I am here and I'm going to love myself anyway. This is always the risk of bearing the feeling of any shame that rises as you release old emotional wounds and break away from restraints to unconditional love. The sacred rebel within can empower you to love yourself no matter what, simply because you want to. You might declare, I am so lovable, so that you put that in your pipe and smoke it. This will send an energetic message to whoever shamed you in the first place, whether they meant it or not. Your message could be going to a parent, school teacher, sibling, friend, lover, or anyone else that is struggling enough with their own shame wound that they couldn't help but dump it on you. Yeah, and I'm just going to be real honest. Like, people that try to come jump on me now, I'm like, oh, hell no, here's the door. All right, here's the door. You don't get to jump on me. Like, my sister came back to Ohio. Oh, y'all know me, we like oil and vinegar. I'm just gonna be real. We're oil and vinegar. I love her, but like, I just had to set the rule. Like, look, my place is peaceful. You need a place to stay. This is what's going on. You have to be respectful. And if not, then there's the door, because the old Heather, we used to nicker back and forth, and I am not nickering back and forth. This is my home. This is my wellness center. And I'll be damned if any negative energy is allowed to penetrate that front door. And what's funny is when her dog got here, his ass came straight to me. And of course, I started giving him Reiki. His first response was this, to where he was so ready to, he needs love. It's not that she doesn't love him. It's not that. It's just I've been working on animal Reiki, and the animals know, hey, mama's got them hands. And he came and I've been working on him. And I told her, I was like, what we had at our old place, that ain't it. Like, this is my Zen zone, and nothing will penetrate it. And I will protect it like a fierce mama lioness, meaning the energy in this home is sacred. This energy in this home will be of peace. This energy of this home is of healing, because this house is a temple. It is a lighthouse for others to come seek reverence and healing and solitude. All right. And ain't no one coming in my space ever again, because that has been the lesson. People try to come in and take my abundance. and then keep me in confusion or keep me in some sort of way. Nope. And I was meant to go through those lessons because technically I wasn't supposed to come my own independent, solid individual, like in my own way until right now. Period. My natal chart explained that I was going to go through 3 relationships. It even explained it. Like, I was like, damn. I was looking back. I'm like, damn. Like, if I'd have had this then, like, it'd have been so much easier to compartmentalize. I'm being asked to love myself more and to let other things go. And guess what? I am. We are. That's what all these transits leading up to now have been making us dump. Says this oracle brings you guidance that you are now more powerful enough to break this cycle. It is time to stop the shame and claim yourself in love instead. And that's what I was doing. I was carrying this shame. I'm just going to be honest. My husband kept cheating on me, so I cheated on him, right? I did. I ain't gonna lie. I don't feel bad about it. I don't feel bad. I used to. Because, you know why? Because I made a vow. And I'm very, very strict on my vow. And I didn't think that we would ever, I didn't believe in divorce. Like when we went through divorce, I'm like, oh shit. Like my whole belief system was like, right? Because I grew up very religious. Like my church was right next door. I mean, come on, I go next door to the church. I used to go in and eat suckers from the back door because they would leave it open. And I knew that, and I had to go eat suckers off the tree. Jesus and I, like, hey, Zeus, what they teaching you today to keep you in your box? That's what he said. I'm making some spiritual comedy, y'all. Get your freaking panties out of a wrinkle. Or actually, let me just ruffle them some more. Rebellious Heather, my bad. It says you want to write, sing, dance, or become is you. It is all natural. Drop your defenses, get into the grat, and confront the power that old shaming has over you. It's finished now, and it is. Like I literally, like, one of my patterns is dimming my shine for others, right? So that I feel loved, right? Like I'm going to bring myself down to your level, and that was the pattern. I'm up here in my Zen bubble, and then you're down here, and you're not doing your work, so I will come down here to meet you, expect you to meet me halfway, and then no, I get stuck here, and then I would get dragged down there. And no more. And if anyone cannot rise above you and meet you at your level, they are not for you. Period. Rejection is protection. All right. Let's wrap this up. It says it's finished now. It's time for you to be naked with yourself, acknowledge how gorgeous you are, and get on with your work. Life is urging you to do so because the work wants to happen. What you want to create wants to be created. The word wants to be written. You just need to get out of the remnants of the past that you have been in and step firmly into the path of your own. And there's a little cleansing prayer, so let's do this. Let's go ahead and put our left hand to our heart and take a couple deep breaths as we tap into this feminine energy. And I can tap in real good. As soon as, I already felt the waves. As soon as I feel the waves, I know I'm tapped in because I get like this wave of euphoria. It looks funny today. I feel like I have like a fake screen behind me. Cloud 9. I have been microdosing because I'm trying to make new cellular memories in my I'm retraining my brain on a cellular level, and the mushy rooms are going to the places that need the rewiring and the reprogramming. And it's just a little tiny time. My sister's like, I can tell because the way you talk. I was like, bitch, shut up. You cannot. I love you, but you are so making shit up because you just came back and she's trying to get back in that old little way that we would do things. And I was like, no, it's not, because it wasn't even enough to give me a body buzz. So I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, oh, what you're seeing is I'm actually happy now. That's the difference. I'm smiling. I'm speaking differently because she kept talking about me speaking differently, and she was just being mean about it. Just trying to, knock you down that peg. And I'm like, baby boo, that peg I'm staying on. If anyone gets knocked off, it's you getting knocked out of the peg, out the box, right? Love you with greatness and kindness in all my heart, but this is my space. Right? Yeah. So we're gonna forgive all that though. Says, I now choose to forgive and release any person, situation, or circumstances ever become a source of shame or for shaming me, like my sister tried to, whether conscious or unconscious. I now release this from my body, mind, and heart through unconditional love. I choose to claim myself instead. I love, accept, and claim all of me under my loving protection and wisdom. I choose to live as myself. Now, I call on the unconditional loving assistant that life wishes to send for me this journey now. I honor my creative power and my innate worth. So be it. Anna say. No, I love my sister, and my sister and I actually are in very similar patterns. And what's funny is her and I, the difference is I'm a holistic healer and she is into the pharma healing. And I can't listen to her pharma stuff because she won't address the spiritual stuff. And I know why she's here. It's because my home, our home, my home, is a place where she can seek refuge. And I'm really going to work on helping her maybe see if she wants to learn how to do Reiki, because I think her doing that, like maybe with some of her clients, will help her heal because she is a nurturer by nature. Okay, except she she's a life path 5. But anywho, all right, let's move on to our Qigong. What's Qigong? Qigong is the one thing that keeps me vibrant, not sick, and healthy. I've been doing this for 5 years. We've been going live for 3. Okay? 4 years. Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right, let's do this. We're going to clap our hands 9 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Yeah, and anyone that thinks that they're going to get in my bubble and then start disrespecting me, yeah, that ain't happening. Just like my sister did. I had to knock her down a peg and that ain't it. I just instantly nipped it in the butt because I'm a 5'1". And in the past, I would allow problems to go longer than they needed to. With my Virgo, y'all know a Virgo, we playing that shit in our head like, this is what we're going to say, this is what we're going to do, and then we're giving all of our power away because by the time the situation happens, none of it's said, and we wasted all that energy on it. And these are the patterns and beliefs that I'm actually letting go of that I learned as a kid, but I was also a part of my journey being a Virgo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And actually, I just dated a narcissist. I'm just going to be real at this point. I just got to admit it. I have to admit it. It sucks. Because then it's like, damn, Heather, you looking in the mirror, so you the narcissist too? And I'm like, fuck, yeah, maybe. Shit. Holy, but Jolie, yeah, if I'm attracting them, then there's something in my soul that's a narcissist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I just got the damn download that I know exactly which lifetime it was. It was my first lifetime when I was that little prince or whatever. And I was screwing everything that walked with disrespect and not honoring my marriage. And of course, this was 1,000 years ago. And, men had multiple girls, and I mean, let's be real honest, when they're given to you as treats, here, snack on this. See, that's why we can't blame our father's sins that we're seeing right now, because guess what? We were the ones in the past lives doing the same shit, creating what we're seeing right now. Right? We've been learning about the laws of the universe, y'all. We created this. We went along with it. We created the story. We're a part of it. We're not victims of it. The only time that we're a victim is when we sit there and put our head in the sand and we allow it to happen to us. And then we victimize ourselves. We voluntarily became a victim. Call the kettle black. See, that's the one thing you won't get away with me. I ain't going to sit there and lie to you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Because if I do, right? If I do lie, first of all, I'm not supposed to lie. That's one of them. No one's supposed to ever lie. But even the times that I did, on an energetic level, I tried to go down to that energetic level. It was like instant karma. Like, nope! My guides were like, you're not supposed to do that. You know that. So retrace your steps and let's go back up to the door again and see how it works if we don't do that. If we don't do that, right? Because we're supposed to be learning lessons and evolving. All right, let's clear the energy in our feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And my throat chakra is going crazy. So my I don't know if it's telepathy. Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah. I'm able, so lately I've been getting into session with people and stuff like that. And hell, not even in sessions, just in general. Like my, the work that I'm doing, I'm fine tuning my skills. And I have been getting messages as I'm walking down the street. People's bodies are screaming at me. And I asked my guides, because I just don't have like that good bedside manners. Like, I'm more upfront. You know, if you guys knew me as an Allstate agent, you'd have been like, damn. I'd have been like, you got to do this, blah, 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 blah. Come back to me. Let's meet in the middle. Let's go. That was me. You know, now you see me, I seem a little laid back, you know, and the people see this version of me, but then they think that they take my laid backness for a weakness. And it's like a gentle reminder, like, no. I was like, I had to let go of a lot of guilt, shame, anger for all the things that I have done, right? Because the thing is I blamed my ex for a long time until like the past lives. And I'll be honest, I know what they were. And we've got to quit talking about that. But the beautiful thing is finally, once I found that root, right, which had to be at the beginning and it had to be at the end, because I had to see how the story came together so I can heal it, just like with anything in life. And to close the door, just like with my job and stuff, you know, my guys were like, job and my one-on-ones this year are my only focus. Like, universe was like, nope, this is what's got to be done, and we're gonna get it, because we collectively have a lot of work to get done. As you can see, the collective currently is in a bunch of, let's be real honest, in some Mars energy, and it's us to be the calm in this big old thunderstorm. I'm just gonna be a real tornado, hurricane of energy that's going on. So, all right, y'all, we're gonna leave it at that for today. Sorry about all the the journeys that I talk, but you know what? It's just my life journey. That's how I got here. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for my experience with Josh. I don't like, bringing him up, but as a part of learning the lesson and going through the experience to be able to get you guys to see and to be able to empathize with what's going on collectively and how that's correlating to the astrology right now, because that's what's been the astrology flavor. Basically, I almost made the mistake of spending the rest of my life with someone that really would have not have treated me so well. Not out of he can't, but just out of an unhealed version of themselves. And what I was doing was allowing and stopping their own progress of healing. And when I realized what my part was to step away so that the, healing can take place, that was heartbreaking. Because I had done all this work and I'm like, but I thought we were supposed to be together. And then, I was guided. No, you had to go back in order to find those facets or fractals of myself. And what's freaking gnarly is I went back to my Venus sequence and all of this was there. Because I went back like last week and it's all there. It's all there. It said that I would have to go through all these experiences, and that as I started doing shadow work and doing fragment work, that I would start calling back my parts, and that would be exactly how I would start calling back my power. Also, my gene key 50 is whole ass lined up with Josh's gene key 44. Gene key 50 and gene key 44 is the ring of Illuminati, and that is the karmic relationship codon ring. When I saw that in January after I left, I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. All of these pieces come together. Why did I learn all of this stuff? Because I was having a hard time forgiving. I was still trying to blame. Johnny bit my finger, man. I don't even know why Johnny bit my finger. Right? But I do know why Johnny bit my finger. It's because I bit Johnny's finger a couple of times in my own little ways. Or my attitude, behaviors progressed and didn't literally adapt. And I held on to shit. I was angry. And it was anger. That was the exact... So when I was younger, when I used to get in fights and stuff, I used to see red. And man, when I would see red, let me just be real. I remember getting in a fight with this girl because, and then I got to get off here, but it's funny. Because I don't even really like talking about fighting because I don't like violence, but it gives you a little bit of flavor of what I attracted and why I attracted it. So my ex was dating like we broke up, let's just say that. And then I found out that he was hanging out with one of my friends' little sister. And then one of our other friends started dating her. And we went to this party one night. And Adam's in the back and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden I get like 3 girls trying to come up to my truck, trying to step to me and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, damn. First and foremost, it was about my boyfriend and my ex-husband and my ex. So let's just start there. Y'all know that I have a Pluto Cancer, some weird ass trying to where I kept myself in third-party situations. When I was a kid, I didn't know. All I knew was that you fucking with my dude and I'm ready to whoop your ass. That's all I knew. Was my little 14-year-old, 15-year-old heart was like, oh, hell no, we stepping in some territory. So anyway, so I get out the car because she starts trying to run around my car. I'm like, oh shit, what do I do? Right? We're on this big ass hill. So I just get out of the car and I'm just like, bloop, right in her nose. And then she instantly just grabs me by my hair and then tries to swing me down. And of course, I'm pretty strong and I used to wrestle. And I was wondering, I was like, how the hell did she get me down? Well, of course, we're on this big ass hill. I forgot we're on this big ass hill. So, she tries to swing me around or whatever. And I just go like this and I wind up grabbing her hair and I bring her down to the ground because I said I used to wrestle. So I'm like, hey, I'm pretty strong. I was wrestling boys. I was playing football until I was 16, until men started getting really, honestly stronger than women. But I had her down like this, and I'm like, you don't know who I am, bitch. And then I'm like, whoa. And I headbutted her. Well, don't ever headbutt anyone when you're pissed, because it really genuinely, it just hurts you. But I don't know what it was, but I was like 14, like literally doing this. And why did it happen? Well, it happened because if y'all know my theme, I always have people trying to come take my shit. And that was a repeat of the energy that I was to heal, right? Because the first lifetime they came in and they stormed what was precious to me, and they killed my spouse. These girls came around my truck to try to whoop my ass in threes. I whooped one's ass, the other two ran. Well, needless to say, the girl had 2 black eyes. I didn't break her nose, but she's lucky. But I didn't really intend it. And then I cried afterwards because I knew, because I saw the red. And now I know why I cried. I cried because in that lifetime as an Indian, when I scalped the white men in order to force a spiritual awakening, I watched most of them suffer and pass away. Whereas in my religion, a lot of, or in my culture, and my, at least what I understand, as long as you're connected with the mind, body, and spirit, that you will just go through an awakening process. You may not necessarily pass away. So yeah. But anyway, it's crazy how we attract things to learn from. And that was one of the experiences. And looking back, because I was always like, why do I attract people trying to jump me? And why do I sit there and I handle business like I just channel? And I channel other lifetimes. Like that lifetime, I was channeling my samurai lifetime. I'm like, fuck with me! I will kick your ass! Multi-dimensional. Right? I don't even have to know it, but in the moment, I can channel it. So, and you're able to channel and access any knowledge and wisdom of any lifetime, which is pretty gnarly, right? Which is why I've always been able to rise above the circumstances, because it's been on a lower vibration. All right? So, let's just take this scenario and just tweak it a little bit. Well, let's say that I went in and started the fight with the 3 girls. I probably would have got my ass kicked. Probably would have jumped me, right? I was in the right. I was basically the cop in the store. I'm like, hey, I'm not gonna fuck with you, but if you're gonna try to, shake my foundation, I'm definitely gonna stand and protect myself, right? I got into a scuffle in 7th grade too. We're just gonna go down the scuffle list because I was just on it. It was like, I was just angry. And we are going down the times where I've been angry and where I've looked back and I'm like, geez, I could see myself. But there was this one time in 7th grade, gosh, and I literally smacked a girl that my ex-husband wound up trying to date and make me jealous with later on. Gosh, and I took his ass back. Heather. I was like, well, I went to Mardi Gras and I did my thing, so I didn't worry about it. But I'll take you back. I did my thing, but it was just, anyway. So, and then my dad went to school and stuff like that, and he asked the principal, because, obviously I got suspended, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. Suspend me. 3-day vacation. Obviously, I was a little rambunctious. I was not. I was quiet, smart, intuitive, but there were times I just didn't care. And school was one of those ones that I just didn't need it. Like, I was just as smart as everyone else. Yeah, I skipped 7th grade, 11th grade, and graduated on time. And kindergarten. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, long story short, you don't have to be a part of the program. I've always been rebellious against the program. But my dad was like, did she start the fight? Principal's like, no. He's like, all right, then what do you want me to do about it? He was like, because I'm not disciplining her. He was like, I always told her, do not start the fight, but you can definitely finish it. And she's just doing what I said, and I am okay with that. And the principal was like, oh, okay. And that's why they wound up bumping me back from 7th to 9th grade. All right, y'all. Have a great day. One love. Bye.
Daily Heart Alchemy, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern. YouTube, Sacred Light Broadcast Network. Facebook, Heather L. Thomas. Scan the QR code today to get started to book and browse services with Heather Lynn of Heart Alchemy Wellness.
Attention veterans, your next mission: healing and community in beautiful Loveland, Ohio. Imagine a place where nature's serenity meets powerful ancient healing practices. Welcome to the first ever Holistic Healing for Veterans Retreat, happening July 12th and 13th in Loveland, Ohio. This is not just any retreat. Hosted by Marcus Christolite of Sacred Light and co-hosted by former Marine Sergeant AJ Lardy, this 2-day outdoor camping experience is designed just for you. Alongside fellow Sacred community members Heather Lynn of Heart Alchemy Wellness, Lauren aka Peach, Katie Singing Eagle, and Niara, you'll dive deep into holistic shamanic level flow shops. Picture this: sound healing that calms your mind, shadow work that uncovers your true self, and subconscious reprogramming to help you rewire the brain from PTSD and trauma. All set in a beautiful, secluded, natural setting with a magical riverside. And it doesn't stop there. We'll provide clean, vibrant meals for all diets, ensuring you nourish your body as well as your spirit. Let's grow together as a community, bringing empowering healing to ourselves and our loved ones. Tickets are incredibly affordable. Just $33 for 1 day or $77 for the full 2 days. But remember, you must register first. Scan the QR code on the flyer or visit the site next to the code. Got questions? DM Marcus Christolite directly at 513-238-5580. This is your chance to find peace, connect with fellow veterans, and embark on a journey of profound healing. One love.